Hello and welcome to round 20 of the Nations Cup from St. Croix, the circuit in France. We are driving the Gran Turismo F1500TA. And this is a fictional car, but it is based on the Formula 1 1980s era cars. First open wheel car that I've driven. And alongside me, as you continue to watch my qualifying lap, is my son Isaac again, commentating again today on this race.
Hello, I'm back again for once in a while. I've been doing my own thing quite a while, but I'm back now.
Yeah, so you can see we've set the out lap 3:09. It's the roundabout. I mean, the top drivers are doing this course in about 2:40. Free practice I've been as low as 2:58. It's a one make race. Balance of performance is on, but we are allowed to amend the settings. So a lot of playing about with that, a lot of researching other people. Shout out to Mr. MCA. His video provided me with the settings that I've used for this race, and despite that, 2:58 was my best with his time, despite himself getting a 2:40. Oh, as I go a bit wide on the exit of that corner before the bridge. So yeah, my level experience is getting 2:58.
Yes, but at least it's under 3 minutes, you can say that. Not many people get under that.
Well, let's see how they do in the 20 drivers that I'm qualified with today, matched with today for this race and qualifying. They were all C drivers, but obviously there can be varying gaps. All C driver means is you've raced enough and you've finished enough in the top half of all the races, online races you've done, to get enough points to be over 4,000 points, but less than 10,000 points. So there's a big variation of drivers where they can be. We're down at the end near 4,000. I think I'm somewhere in about 4,000 or 5,000. So I'm at the early to middle end of the range of C drivers. So it all depends on who we're matched with. It depends on, you know, have they dropped out of B or they just improved from. There's a lot of things that can go on with the ratings. So I'm just happy to be racing against several, you know, peers of my own kind of standard, give or take a few seconds. As we come now to the final corner on this, we're showing you it's my fastest lap of qualifying.
You could certainly have gone quicker because near the bridge you did go off at one point.
I did, but even despite that, I've got a 2:58.09, which is good enough for third. So let's see what the race brings. Excellent result. So, welcome to race day here at St. Croix in our one make race using the 80s styled Formula 1 cars. If you skip the qualifying using YouTube captures, welcome to the grid. So there's first place Ronaldinho 198 from South Africa.
Is Zerval 001 again from Germany.
And there I am in third place in my Senna inspired livery.
Kartel Sly 54 from Hungary.
And Speedy Raylo again from South Africa in fifth.
Overito from Portugal in 6th.
And next to him in 7th place is K. Kuhner from Germany.
In 8th we have the Dutch Hommy, also from South Africa.
And 9th place C313 Tino, maybe from Spain.
In 10th we have Audi 007 from Spain.
And in 11th from Italy, Blade 76.
In 12th, we have Mershajale for India.
Yeah. Felix Busso from Spain in 13th. Apologise if I get any of these names wrong.
In 14th, we have San43Z from Russia.
And from Germany, I'm guessing that's Fatler 78 maybe in 15th.
In 16th, Consus again, we've seen him before from Germany.
And TCR Xbox Player 88 from the UK in 17th.
In 18th, Blackhand Hero 6 from Germany.
Alongside him, 19th from Romania is Wen 94.
Nico Jean from France in last.
So we've got two drivers in front of me who in qualifying between them were 6 and 7 seconds quicker on a clean lap than I was.
Yes.
So anything, so really realistically I'm looking for third place. Anything worse than that is really kind of, now for standing start, penalties for full starts, 5 lights, and the lights are out, so away we go. And already
you got a good start.
a great start. Whether that was there
first.
yes, so whether that was reaction time with the lights going out or whether just a better release from the throttle, I don't know, but that's
Perfect start there.
fantastic start there.
Best start you could have got.
Because Ronaldinho and Zerval now, yeah, I'm ahead of the faster drivers, so the longer I can keep them behind me, however long that may be, the longer I can keep them behind me, the less far ahead of me they, in theory, can get, because they're 6 and 7 seconds a lap cleaner. As Ronaldinho goes off behind me, he bumped into the barrier there, missed his braking spot, and he's now down in, well, 4th currently.
We have seen Zerval before. He's a good driver, but when he gets pressured, he can get worse.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were raced against him, I think, in the Kyoto, one of the earlier rounds, 11 or 12, I think it possibly was.
Yeah,
12.
he was in an Expo, I believe.
He was in the Expo, and he made a few errors during the race, unfortunately, after leading the pole.
Yes,
But, you know, hopefully it's easy to do. We've done it ourselves many, many times. It's easy to do, so let's see if he can have a better race himself this time.
yes, but we've got at least 2 drivers we've seen before. Zerval and Consus.
Now Ronaldinho's dropped back to 7th now, so he's obviously had a couple of mishaps. Maybe coming together or something, we don't know yet.
We haven't seen it.
So far we've got a little bit of a lead. Now, like I said, I'm not expecting to win this race. I'm just hoping for third. Any improvement on third would be absolutely fantastic in this open-wheeled race car. Speeds in excess of 200 miles an hour down the back straights, you'll see. I was very nervous coming into this race driving this car, but free practice I did okay in. It's almost poignant that we're driving these cars on this weekend, because this race was on the 4th of July, which was the first weekend this year we saw the Formula 1 return, albeit to no crowds, in Austria. So if you watch that, then I'm hoping you're enjoying seeing some real racing as well, but I'm also hope you're enjoying my sim racing as well, while there's been none out there.
Anyway, qualifying in the race the same day as qualifying in real life in Formula 1. Great track, Red Bull Ring, gotta say.
Yeah, the Red Bull Ring. No, the qualifying, we watched it on the same day because we missed it, but we did. The qualifying was the day before, wasn't it? Unlike our races where we do it in the same hour. So coming up to finish the first lap, and we've managed. He is close behind, isn't he? We've managed to keep him behind. Ronaldinho's got back up to 5th. Like I said, I'm the 3rd fastest driver that I managed to get in qualifying, which is my aim. Now, he couldn't quite come up alongside me, didn't quite get such a good exit there.
But there is something I gotta say about 6th place. Starting 19th, definitely doing well.
Wow, yeah, he did, didn't he? So right at the back. Obviously avoided a lot of the trouble.
13 places in just 1 lap.
Well done to him. Wen 94 from Romania.
Well, it was either Wen or 94, but that doesn't matter. Apparently not.
So this is a 10 lap race. we mentioned in qualifying that settings can be adjusted, and not knowing really anything about settings of the cars, I did research it a bit, and I say a shout out to Mr. MCA also on YouTube for providing the settings I've used in this race. 10 lap race. We are going to have to stop at least twice. This is a race we had to use soft, mediums and hards.
I'm not sure, but Zerval has got in front.
Yeah, we did. We had to use all 3 compounds of tyre. So we started on the softs that we qualified on, and we're going to go as long as we can on these, and we're going to minimise the amount of time we have to do on the hards at the end of the race.
Also, I'm sorry if we saw Zerval's overtake late, but anyway, you did get past the sector, I believe, just then.
Well, we're not going to tour that because it doesn't seem to be wholly accurate. I've watched other drivers get purposely at the same time. So here we are coming across the bridge.
Another best sector, 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds around. That's pretty good.
Well, they're all going to be better than the first lap, of course. Well, not
Yes.
necessarily the second and third and fourth. It's only the first one that starts and the second one from a standing start. The lap itself will be a lot quicker, hopefully around about 9 or 10 quicker for me.
Yes.
Now, again, we've said this before, in this exterior camera, almost TV footage style camera shots, we don't get the gaps. So we're gonna be switching to in-car camera throughout the race just to look at various gaps at certain points. And we see Zerval's gone off ahead, as he's capable of doing if he gets a good clean lap. He's disappeared a little bit at this moment of the race. Third, and Ronaldinho back up to fourth. Third and fourth fairly close behind at the moment.
I was gonna say when we were still in 6th. For me, just then Italy and the Romania flag.
Yeah.
I mean, same type of, same style of flag.
So we know that there are at least 2 pit stops that drivers have to use during this race. At least 2, that if they know about the tyre regulations, having to use 3 different types of tyre. Obviously, we're going to have to stop at least twice to change them. Assuming that most drivers know about the regulations. But what we don't know is what tyre they're all starting on and which order they're going to use them in.
Anyway, as we say this, Ronaldinho's up to 3rd now.
Yeah.
Certainly a quick driver on this track.
Well, he was pole sitter, wasn't he?
Yeah, either on this track or in this car. I don't know which, but he didn't do both.
I don't expect him to stay that far behind for too long, and assuming I'm not going to spoil my race if he looks like he's going to get past at any point. And I won't fight him too hard. I'll try and keep him behind me, obviously, but I won't fight him too hard and spoil my own race.
No. Because we do know he is quicker than you.
Yeah, we know he's quicker than me. Obviously, depending where he catches me, I could keep him behind me for a little while, as I did with Zerval on the first lap. But, yeah, it depends where he catches me up.
Anyway, about that, Zerval has got quite a lead. Can't see him on this camera right now.
Well, we can't actually see, because Ronaldinho's got dropped back down again now. Look, he's back down in 5th.
Oh, wonder what happened there.
No, didn't see what happened there either. I noticed he wasn't in any of the pictures behind me, so something must have happened with another driver or a missed braking point. I say it's all very well getting a great lap in qualifying if you can keep it clean, but in the race you've got to keep it clean amongst other drivers. Obviously I'm not amongst the drivers at the moment. I managed to get a great start and Zerval disappeared once he overtook me, so I'm fairly lonely lap, which is enabling me to keep my lines to myself, my braking points, not getting too distracted.
But we certainly know Ronaldinho is a quick driver, because almost as soon as he went down into 5th, he moved back up into 4th.
Yeah. So I'm setting the best set of times as we're going around the track, so I'm still certainly within my limits, getting close to my fastest lap time on these soft tyres.
You can see C313 Tino, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but
313 Tino we'll go with, I think, for now,
he
from
was just
Spain.
in the camera there,
Yeah.
so he's not too far behind.
I'm doing alright with 2 faster drivers out there. I'm sitting fairly comfortably in 2nd at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, there's 10 laps on this race, I think I mentioned 10 laps. They're obviously long laps, it's 3-minute laps. So it's a good half an hour's race despite being small on laps. With only 10 laps, that gives us 9 end of laps, if you like, to give us what is 2 stops. So,
yes.
And oh, who's this coming in? Zerval's pitting from the lead. So,
Softs.
So he's coming in on softs.
And he goes out.
It's not, unfortunately, I did notice during the recording of the editing of the video, it's not giving us a clear indication of what he goes out on. What is clear though is that I've moved up into the lead while he was in there. Blade also pits.
I did see in that split second that the camera was on your car that you did get a 2:58.
Yeah, we'll see that again in a minute, no doubt. That's a good time though. So Blade and Zerval are both pitted. We also saw they both had softs on, so they've used at least one of the compounds they have to use. Now Blade has, he's taken that first corner badly and he's dropped down to 7th after his pit stop and that contact with the barrier in turn, the first serious turn, probably turn 2.
Yeah.
So far so good. I've had a pit stop driver ahead of me who's now giving me the lead for the time being, so spending some of this race in the lead of the lap, so great experience. He's 3.7 seconds behind me, look, after that.
Slowing down or catching up, can't really tell right now, but he's doing something. Looks like he's catching up.
My soft tyres are, they're fairly worn now, so I'm expecting to pit. Well, I know I pit. I'm trying to make it exciting for you guys watching, but we're going to be pitting hopefully at the end of this lap 4, so we've got an extra lap on the tyres.
But he's still doing quite well.
Yeah, with the research I did, the 2 real strategies was either a stop after the 3rd or 4th lap for mediums and then take them to like 7 or 8 and put the hards on.
Yes, and just on this camera, Ronaldinho is back on podium places.
Yeah, he gets back across, passing Seafer 313 Tino across the bridge, and here we are. Zerval's caught up to me now, so he's also got a better exit and he's getting a slipstream down here. Sure enough, he pulls out and there we go, in car. So there we go, he's in front of me. Now I moved across to not be behind him and he moved across and covered me off in the braking zone, and he's got 4-second penalty for that as well. I had to move across. I didn't want to be right behind him, such a critical braking zone, and he moved across and covered me off. So that wasn't great. He could have taken us both out there.
Yeah, could have been out of the race, not even in top 10.
But we've got a 4-second penalty, which heals. So there are 2 penalty zones in this track. There's one in the straight at the top of the track, as we look at it on the little icon on the top of your screen, and there's another one at the bottom of the track, just before where he actually got it. Now here we are. Yeah, I'm coming into the pits, so taking my softs off. I'm not going to stop for fuel this time. We'll do that at the end of the race when we pit for hards.
Yes, but onto mediums.
So we can see Zerval now is 10 as we cross the various sector points, 10.5 seconds, 10.7 seconds clear, but he's going to be serving his penalty up there as I go a little deep myself into that first corner on the fresh tyres.
Yeah.
But he's 12.6 now. This is where we'll see as he serves his penalty. So he got up to 12, but after his penalty's been served, he's now, let things settle down, but he's about 8.7 seconds up the road.
Yeah.
So,
but
despite my mistake, we gained an odd second or 2 on him there.
I did see in a split second that Ronaldinho went on hards, so he should be able to pull away, maybe just hold him back a little bit for quite a while.
Well, it's a nice spot there. Yeah, he pitted right behind us in the end of lap 4.
Yes.
So he's pitted for hards. I'm assuming stopping this early, he started on softs. So he's different strategy. He's going to be finishing on the medium tyre. Again, assuming he knows the regulation, he's going to be finishing on the medium tyre, whereas we're going to be finishing the odd 2 or 3 laps at the end on the hard tyre. So that'll be a different strategy, a bit of a mix-up there, as that could indeed itself make a difference at the end of the race. But so far, we're doing okay again. We're still in second after a pit stop each of the top three. As we come to cross the bridge for the 5th time, with the faster driving Ronaldinho right behind us.
Can I just say one thing? Wen has moved off to 5th, mainly because of Blade's pit stop.
Oh, sorry about interrupt there. You knocked me again. He rammed me at the braking zone across the bridge there, and you can see he's got a penalty up the road as well. I think that was 2 seconds. I think I saw.
Yeah, but you're certainly not 2 seconds behind him.
Well, let's have a look. We're gonna have a look in car. So we're 3.3 seconds behind him, but he will serve this down this pit straight just up ahead. Indeed, there you go. So this is what 2-second penalty looks like. He was 3.3 seconds ahead, and now he's best part of a second behind. So that 2-second penalty cost him over 4 seconds in the losing and the regaining of the speed. So there we go.
Obviously, you have to get back up to momentum.
Yeah. So still in second. 2 collisions not through my own doings, forcing the drivers for penalties. So we're nearly halfway through this race, and you can see there's a massive gap now behind the top 3 of us. There's nobody in sight.
And also there's a cone right in the middle of the road there.
Someone's knocked one of the cones over there.
Yeah. But at least we can say one thing about the crashes or whatever we want to say for them.
Ronaldinho's pitting again, so he's only doing the 1 lap on his hard tyre. Sorry to interrupt again there, Isaac.
That's okay.
So that means we're presuming he's going to put mediums on now, and he's presuming he's going to finish the race on those, if that is indeed his plan.
We didn't see what tyre.
No, I did notice it's not showing us. There's also C313 also picked at the same point.
Well, it could either be that, or it could be the fact that he stayed on the same tyre. Doubt it, because no one really likes hards.
No, he wouldn't pit after 1 lap for another lap of hards. I think that's completely pointless. I'm assuming we'll go the benefit of the doubt and assume he knows the regulation strategy, and he's put mediums on, which he'll try to get to the end of the race on. So here's a gap now. We've got a gap with 2 seconds off the lead.
Anyway, about what I was saying before he pitted. We can say about the crashes, it's good that it's sim racing, so no one gets hurt.
Well, there is that. Of course, I wouldn't be driving this car in the real world, even no matter how much I wanted to. So yeah, so we've got gaps now. This little in-car footage clip. We've got 2.5 seconds up to Zerval in front, 10.5 seconds behind to Ronaldinho, and we've all made 1 pit stop. No, sorry, Ronaldinho's made 2. So me and Zerval have got another pit stop to make at least. So yeah, so far so good. I'm comfortably in second. I doubt if I'll keep that if I've got another stop to make and Ronaldinho's made his 2. But yeah, he was a faster driver, far superior faster driver. So certainly looking like a top 3 position at this moment in time, as long as I don't make any mistakes.
Yeah. I'm not sure, obviously, but Blade.
Now, I'm going to have to stop you there, because look at this, we're suddenly close up to Zerval again. Now, this is where he caused me a collision, but this time it's me coming onto him. Now, he's covering the inside line. He's covering the inside line, and I've just switched to the first, but of course, I'm going to be forced around the outside, which I did.
You still made it, though.
I stick the brake in, and unfortunately, he's gone off as well. Whether it's those tyres he's not liking, or I don't know, but he gave me the outside line. I made it stick. Did him on the braking, and then he goes, unfortunately, Ronaldinho goes through as well there. Fortunately, he's having a bad time on those tyres. So now he's behind me, and we still both have a pit stop to make. This is looking really good for my possibly 2nd position now in the race.
Yeah, fortunately for you and Ronaldinho, unfortunately for Zerval, obviously, though.
And we can see now Ronaldinho has now closed that gap to under 8 seconds now.
Catching up quite quickly.
Well, we knew he would. Give him clean laps.
Yeah.
Unfortunately he's a far superior driver out of my class.
Oh, turns out Zerval did actually, when he pitted, he went onto the same tyres.
Oh, he did. So he's done 2 stints on the softs.
Now he's on mediums.
So that is good, because that means he's now got to pit a third time. So his second pit stop, he was from behind me. He's now got to pit a third time, so he's got to pit once more still. So that really does help me now. He's a pit stop behind me, and we both still have a pit stop to make. That's fantastic news, and really cements a really good chance of a podium finish here for me.
Blade though, doing quite well, I believe. Starting 11th, not sure.
Yeah, you're right. He started 11th from Italy there. Blade 76, good race too as well. Again, if you keep consistency in the lap times, and you keep you're out of trouble and you keep away from the barriers. And you see my consistency after taking away the pit in and out laps. Got a 3 minutes, a 2:58, and actually a 2:57.8. So on those medium tyres, I've actually gone my fastest track lap round this track.
Yeah, you also don't really see the fastest lap in races either. But this is sim racing, so it's different.
Yeah, every lap round here is more and more experience. Obviously there's effective slipstreams that I can get as well, which maybe I did on Zerval in the last lap.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of reasons for that, but if nothing else, every lap is more experience.
Anyway, talking about Blade doing quite well in this race, up to 3rd. Can't see Wen 94 anymore in the top 8, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, well, say different strategies, different pit stops at different times. We'll probably see a lot of drivers in that top 8 from across the next. What we've got 3.5 laps remaining. We're going to have to put a little bit of fuel in when we stop for hards. I could have turned the fuel map down, but given the fact that we're so far ahead of, well, realistically 4th and below, that I may as well leave it on fuel map mode 1, most power, and just put a couple of seconds worth of fuel in when we do stop. So that was always a plan.
But I'm obviously not sure because we haven't seen it yet. But we could also be quite far behind of Blade 76. Cool name, by the way.
Here we come. Finish lap 7. Another lap of me led in the lead.
Yeah.
So winning or not, the fact that I'm
above 3rd is what you want.
well, how many laps have I led now? Must be at least 2 or 3 laps I've actually led for.
You had the first lap, I believe, and then you led 5 to 8 at least.
I'm not sure I led 5 because I pitted by that one. But anyway, we're not going to too much worry about that. We're in the lead at the moment. We've got Ronaldinho chasing us. His Blade stops for a second time. He's coming on softs. So again, not sure. What did he stop on? What did he have the first time he came in? Do you remember, Isaac?
I believe it was mediums, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so we're not sure whether he's sticking to regulations or not. But anyway, he's made 2 pit stops. He comes out behind Zerval in 5th. So this is turning out to be an absolutely awesome race for me.
Yes.
I'm really enjoying it.
Also, the person from India pitted. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
Well, Ronaldinho has really caught me up again, and we're also going to be approaching the bridge in a few turns, which is where he bumped me last time in the braking zone.
Yeah. Could have been on purpose, could have not, but we're not going to assume.
So let's just hope it doesn't happen again. Go over the little bump on the entrance to the bridge, a little bump in the road there. Has potential to throw you offline. Now, is he catching me down this across the bridge? No. So again, so far so good. We're still keeping him behind. Oh, but he got a better exit there through the corner though. And indeed, yeah, there he goes. Oh, around the outside there, leading onto the straight. So well done. Well done him. He found a nice exit and managed to get around the outside.
Yep, but you have possible potential to catch up here, even though I believe you're on slower tyres. I'm not sure though.
Well, yeah, the slipstreaming to take into account. We're within a second of him. In fact, look at that. It looks like we're gaining on there. He hasn't got a penalty this time around, but it looks like we're gaining. Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh, I had to dash for the inside there because I wanted to brake a lot later than needed there. Wow, that was close.
What an overtake. Quite far behind.
Oh, that could have so easily been a ram up the.
Could have been a race-ending
Ooh.
incident.
But yeah, as it turned out, it was actually a great move. But I don't quite know what, because you see there you go. He's taking the lead
Gonna
again.
have to pit now. Low fuel.
Did saw that flash up on the screen? Low fuel remaining. So this will be my final pit stop for hards for the last remaining 2 laps.
Yeah, you may have seen it. It was only for a while, split second,
From
but
there
there it is
again.
now.
Yeah. Less than a fuel lap left, so we're going to put hards on, which is my tyre regulations done. We're going to put some fuel in, 2 laps, there we go, 2.3. Well, it's probably the finest we've cut it in any of the races we've done. Hopefully 2.3 is enough to do 2 laps with.
You don't want to do exactly 2 laps because you just want to be cautious.
So we've got some times here, look. We are 15 seconds behind the leader and about 24, was it?
32 seconds it looks like in front of Zerval.
Was it? I thought 24, but maybe it did switch. Maybe Zerval had another incident that cost him some seconds. But anyway, we've got massive gap in front and massive gap behind us. We've served all our pit stops now. So, barring any unforced errors, some drastic mistakes, which we've seen me do many, many times before in the races, but hopefully you'll see that my racecraft has improved race on race, especially in this superior, very tricky car to drive. So fingers crossed for everybody, please.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure how far ahead. I could have seen it wrong, and how far ahead you were of Zerval. I could have seen it wrong. But you're certainly very far ahead, no matter what time it is.
Yeah, 24 or 32 seconds is a good pit stop in there if I needed it, which I don't.
Yeah.
He's obviously had, well, he's made an extra pit stop we know about. He's had a few bumps that we know about, so.
I mean, you could pit softs, but you're already far, because you're already far behind Ronaldinho. So.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get anything by picking the softs. There's only a lap and a half to go. And when I pit, there'll only be a lap to go. I'm not going to gain on him in that last lap.
Well, you could possibly get fastest lap. I don't know, but I doubt it.
Well, bear in mind what they can do on a clean up, and if we switch to the in-car camera again, we can maybe spot what the fastest lap of the race was. It's probably been on, but we haven't looked at it.
Yeah,
but
the last time I saw,
I'll be anywhere close.
Yeah, the last time I saw it was 2:56, but yeah, it could certainly be higher or lower even. Don't want higher in races, do you?
But again, look at those non-pit stop laps. They're all very consistent. 2:57s, 2:58s, 3 minutes. There's no wild differences. It means I've kept it consistent. I've kept it clean, which is the first job in any kind of motor racing. Finish quickly, keep out of trouble.
Yep.
We get to the final couple of corners
Of the ninth lap.
Yeah.
Was that where you went to Zerval, or was it in the bottom left? Not sure.
It was the end of the bottom back straight there on the map icon.
I can remember. It kind of looked similar, that corner. Alright, the final lap. Here we go.
Not a bad outlap as well on hard tyres, 305.
No, not bad at all.
And Zerval pits.
Ooh.
So he's pitting from mediums.
We haven't seen it, but I assume he's going to go on hards.
Well, he put him on soft this last final lap of the race, but I don't know what he's used and what he hasn't used.
Yep. I don't know either.
As long as he knows what he's used and whether he's used. Oh, but he's come out amongst traffic. There we go, Blade and C313 all around him. So what's going to happen here? They're side by side almost coming out that second corner. Up this straight. Oh, this is interesting. Look at this. Wow, what a battle for third in this final lap.
Oh, Blade's taking it for now.
He has, he's just edged it. He's nudged driving into the wall, but a little rub in there is not the end of the world. Oh, as he himself goes off. Now, what happened there to Zerval? Did he get tapped there, or did he just lose it himself? I didn't see that. It looked possibly like a bit of contact, but he's really struggling to get back on with it again.
From this...
Oh, no, Blade's off. Oh, Blade's in the gravel now. Is he gonna keep his third? Yes, he has. Just we see no penalties either. So I'm assuming that what happened to Zerval was an unforced error. Certainly no penalties given because of it.
But from that camera, it was kind of impossible to see what happened.
But of course, you know what that means, don't you? Third place pitted behind me. Then they all had a bit of bumping and bargy. It means that they must be what 30, 40 seconds plus behind me now.
Yeah, 30 seconds around. Third is.
So it looks like as I come the last half of the lap, I'm going to get a podium finish, place higher than I started, beating one of those faster drivers in the process.
Blade starting 11th, finished 30.
Well, he's third at the moment.
Well, I'm not sure where he started, but
he started 11th. Yeah, you're right. It was 11th.
Had a good race, just like when 94 did at one point.
Well, it's as we cross the line, we get to see who actually adhered to and knew about the tyre regulations. Because if you didn't stick to the tyre usage that we needed to use, you get 1 minute added to your race time. As
we've seen before, that happened to you.
It happened to me in round 10 in Spa. But here we go. Here Ronaldinho comes to take the checkered flag. Congratulations to Ronaldinho 148 from South Africa. Great job, great race, well done.
Great name too. Presuming his name is Dean, I don't know though.
And here we are, round the final bend.
Second it is, well done.
Second it is, yes. And a great time as well, 2:58 on hard tyres. That means that as I've got better and better, obviously I can go a lot faster on the tyres. Now, those guys behind are still running, so while we're waiting for them to finish, we shall just talk about what's coming up.
No penalties, well, that's good.
No penalties at all, which is great. Another clean race. So we've got Isaac's karting coming up. Now, the karting that has been on lockdown, we've been unable to do. We're going to have some races from Isaac's at indoor karting coming up soon.
Blade with the 1 minute penalty.
So there you go. They're virtually a minute behind, and we're already seeing those minute penalties from the tyre regulations. So anyway, make sure you subscribe if you want to watch Isaac's karting.
Zerval as well.
He's a regular indoor karter, so stay tuned to watch some races and round the tracks for him there. So yeah, there's a few with some minute penalties, so they are going to drop down the field. So there we go, second place. What a result. I'm over the moon with that. 35 points for the championship.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.